kilometers from Renton on, so it shouldn't be too bad of a commute as you get up to the H1. Remains light in town at the Middle Street merge. East and windward routes are also clear. But just a reminder for drivers in Kapolei, we've got this 8-inch water main break along Kumuiki Street. A southbound lane blocked off between Kialanani Avenue to Makahon Street as Board of Water Supply work on those repairs. This is right below Farrington Highway and Mauka of the Kapolei Park. Stephen Grace, back to you.
All right, thanks, Lacey. 5:32. For those of us who drive by homeless camps every morning, the findings from a new survey might be a little surprising.
Yeah, census found that there's been a very slight decline overall in the number of homeless people in our state. Milaka Lincoln has more on those findings and joins us live. Milaka.
Aloha, good morning, Grace, Steve. Well, what might not surprise those individuals who drive by these homeless encampments, as you guys have mentioned, is that the number of unsheltered homeless individuals here on Oahu has jumped up 12%. You can see it for yourself here in Kaka'ako, an area where officials on the state, federal, county side have really struggled in recent years to try to keep these houseless individuals from moving back into these parks and to lining their tents along the sidewalks. And you can see here, despite repeated ongoing efforts over the years, they are back. This is the worst that we have personally seen it out here in several months. And it's unclear where the jurisdiction, the enforcement lies. But what is clear is the figures from the latest census of homeless people statewide. This, of course, was conducted on a single night in January. And while it does show that statewide, the number of homeless people in Hawaii did decrease by 1% from 6,530 people in 2018 to just 6,448 people now in 2019. It is the dramatic increase in the number of unsheltered individuals, especially here on Oahu, that has service providers worried. The census counted that there are now 2,401 people living on the streets, parks, or in cars. Now, statewide, keep in mind that when you factor in the neighbor island data, the state has only seen an increase in 5% overall for these unsheltered individuals. But coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about who these people are, what this census has indicated in terms of whether or not these individuals are suffering from either mental illness or addiction, and exactly what their demographic is. For now, though, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Milaka. 5:34 right now. Authorities are investigating what caused a 2-alarm fire at a Makiki high-rise. We brought this to you on Sunrise yesterday. Residents raced to evacuate the Victoria Towers condominium. It's on Victoria Street, just Mauka of the freeway. HFD says those flames started around 10 o'clock yesterday morning in a unit on the 6th floor where no one was home. It took 45 minutes to extinguish.
But the flames and the smoke went all the way to the top. It was crazy. I mean, they didn't even have water on it, and they were still trying to get everybody out of the building.
As our other firefighters were setting up, trying to get their water supply established in the standpipe and in the stairwell and get ready, another crew was knocking down the fire with the deck gun.
A number of neighboring units sustained smoke or water damage. The Red Cross is assisting the displaced family. How's it, Art?
Airbnb says it wants to collect state taxes and estimates that would have been $64 million of taxes this year alone. Some may be voluntarily paying already, but no one seems to know how much. Kaiser reports a $10 million winter loss. Revenue rose only marginally to a little over $407 million. Costs jumped to $417 million. Unexpected outside medical costs drove the loss. With unemployment so low, employers are competing for a limited number of trained workers. The 320 employers at yesterday's job fair spoke with 2,250 attendees. Les Drent, who wants to launch a brewery in Kapa'a, appears today before the Liquor Commission there. He's waited 3 years for approval. Liquor is already sold in a Menehune Mart nearby. The cooking school Gros Bonnet has closed. Its kitchen equipment goes to auction Friday evening at Waterfront Plaza by the Row Bar. Oahu Auctions is handling it. Gros Bonnet is French for big hat, you know, the big white hats that chefs wear. The Dow is up more than 270 points. Grace.
Learn something new every day. Thanks, Howard. So Landed is a startup that helps teachers afford the down payment on a new home, and it targets areas like ours that have a high cost of living and expensive real estate. So the program started in California, and it has just expanded to Hawaii. And we brought in Jay Plant and Allie Kelly here to talk to us a little bit more about it. So good morning to you guys.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, we're so excited to hear about this coming because we've had this issue, the same that we've had in the Bay Area. What has been your response so far from teachers in Hawaii about helping them out with their down payment?
It's been really great. We're very excited to be bringing Landed support here to Hawaii. You know, we are on a mission to help essential professionals, starting with educators and school employees, be able to build financial security where they work. And we've heard from so many people that, you know, here in Hawaii, you know, teachers, educators, custodians, school employees spend all their energy helping to build a better Hawaii and then have to commute 45 minutes an hour just to be able to afford their cost of living. And so we want to help be one of many solutions to make sure that they can feel secure in their financial future.
Can we talk about how this works? Because you basically put down 20% when you want to buy a house. You guys provide 10% of the 20%. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. So we're not alone. Instead, we're an alternative. We provide half the down payment up front so that they don't have to pay any private mortgage insurance. There's no additional monthly fees or interest. And then they enter a contract that they can then end anytime up to 30 years. And at that point, they share a portion of the appreciation of their home.
So if you sell your home and you make a profit of $100,000, 25% of that, $25,000 goes back to you, and they keep $75,000. But what I thought was interesting, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Almost. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The one exciting thing is, so it doesn't go back to us, Landed, the company, the people. Instead, we have an educators fund that the money goes back to help provide more down payment for future educators.
Okay,
in the
got
future.
it. What I was going to point out is that I thought is interesting is that you actually not only, you take the risk either way, right? Whether you win or lose in the real estate market.
We do. So we actually, you know, we share in the appreciation of the home, but you know, if we were to go into a downturn, which we all hope doesn't happen, and the home buyer was to lose $100,000, Landed would actually share in 25% of that loss. So they would owe back less to Landed. So we are in a partnership, and that's why we call it a shared partnership and not alone.
So you guys have been doing different meetings. People must have been excited to know that this is a possibility for them. Yeah?
Yeah, so this week we've been at high schools across the islands, having community sessions, having conversations one-on-one, understanding individual situations, and even before that we have phone calls one-on-one. We take about 30 minutes, Jay or myself, to really understand, you know, what are your goals, what are you trying to do, and how can Landed fit in? And if Landed isn't the best solution, we help connect to other community organizations helping to support teacher, buying housing, cost of living, all of that stuff.
I'm just curious because you guys have been doing this in California. Are there different challenges in Hawaii or is it similar?
I think every place that we are is different, and obviously Hawaii has its own unique challenges. We've seen, though, a lot of similarities. Sadly, that it is one of the highest, most expensive areas in the country, especially for educators who are feeling like what their pay and benefits are maybe not always as meeting that cost of living. And so we look at our support as one way to hopefully add another tool for them to continue to feel like they're secure and can stay doing the important work that they do.
Okay, so you have a couple of upcoming meetings, and if you're interested in this, where should people go?
Yeah, so today actually there'll be meetings in Maui, and tomorrow meetings on the Big Island. Jay will be there. He can tell us the high schools.
Yeah, so everyone can go to landed.com/Hawaii to learn more about the events coming up. We'll be at Maui High School today at 4 p.m. We'll be at Kona Waiana High School in Kona tomorrow at 4 p.m. And we'll be at Waiakea High School in Hilo tomorrow at 4 p.m. We're excited to meet people face to face to talk more about this opportunity.
I see you're learning Hawaiian, right?
I'm doing my best.
Crash course.
I'm doing my best.
Crash course. Thanks you guys for being here.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.